Hi everyone, I'm Danielle with Trinity Readings. I am going to try to do something a little bit differently today. We're going to see how this goes. I don't know how this is going to work out, so it might not even get put on YouTube, but we're gonna try it out. So I do psychic readings, I do energy readings, I do all of that other stuff, but I also do medium readings. And I honestly love doing medium readings, but that's not usually what people request from me. I mean, I get a lot of medium readings, but just not as much. And I've really been, I see a lot of psychics on TikTok that do medium readings and spirit-led readings. And I've been wanting to do it, but the way that I do it, I don't know how I would deal with all of that energy at once, a bunch of different people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do a spirit-led, somewhat collective medium reading, see if there's any spirits, past loved ones that want to come through in hopes that they can get a message to someone they love that might possibly be watching this. I'm like I said, I'm not sure how this is going to go. I'm not sure if it's going to be one person, if it's going to end up being more than that. I'm just going to kind of play it by ear. But I will try to put as much details into the title as possible. I'll also put some details down in the comment section and maybe some timestamps if necessary. So if you were drawn to this reading, there could very well be a message here from a past loved one. We'll just see how this goes. And please, if you find that it does resonate, please let me know below. And if it does seem to get a good response, I'll probably try to continue with this. So bear with me for a couple of minutes. The medium readings are a little bit different. Okay. If you're interested in a one-on-one medium reading, I do offer those. They're normally $100 if you mention that you saw this reading and it's the first time you've ever got a medium reading from me. I'll knock the price down to $50, so just remind me when you reach out to book that you saw this reading, and you can get all the information to contact me in the description box. So, I'll try to get names, but again, we'll just see how it goes. Because normally I don't do spirit-led, so I'm not sure about getting the names. So we are just going to ask if there is anyone from the other side wanting to reach out and give a loved one a message. I'm hearing diamond mine right off the bat, which reminds me of Minecraft, honestly. I don't know if there's still people that do that, like a diamond miner. But honestly, if we're being honest, it feels like Minecraft. It feels like some sort of Minecraft message, some sort of message of like 3D shapes. It could be that this person was some sort of builder, somebody that created a lot of stuff, somebody that was an artist, someone that was very artistic. I'm also getting a D the letter D. I'm hearing Danielle, but that's my name, so that might not be relevant. I'm hearing you have a purple house, or they had a purple house, or they built a purple house. Honestly, if I'm being honest, this might be a child, or somebody who passed away when they were very young, somebody who passed away recently. The passing almost seems silent. It almost seems quiet. It almost seems like an overnight thing, like passing away in their sleep. I'm getting reference to like nursery rhymes, so I do feel that this person was young. I'm getting the age 16, 17, but it's either that this person, they're specifically referring to themselves as they, so that could be, that could be what they preferred. It could also be reference to like more than one person, although it feels like it's just one person. But I feel like they were 16, 17, again, which isn't extremely young, but I kind of feel like their maturity level, like something was stunted within their growth. Their emotional maturity was stunted in some way, or their growth was stunted in some way. It could be that they were born with some sort of medical issue. There's something that's really unknown and not understood about what this person was dealing with, and they keep specifically referring to themselves as they or this person. But and I know that like people, like a lot of people use pronouns, but I don't feel that that's why they're using that. It's almost like there was something that this person, this child dealt with, that there was something that they were like disconnected from. They had trouble learning, or they had trouble connecting. There's reference to the hill, and I don't, for any of you who listened to the telepathy tapes about autism, they refer to the hill, and so it kind of makes me feel like that, like this person was autistic, and like what people saw on the outside versus what was going on internally is like very vastly different. And I feel like this person really struggled with, they're kind of laughing and saying, I didn't struggle with it, I just didn't feel like it, like connecting to reality, like being completely present in reality. Like they had trouble. They're specifically saying, I did not have trouble, I'm sorry. I just chose not to. But like, again, what was going on internally versus what was like communicated, it was very different. Like there wasn't a lot of communication, although I do feel that there was communication within what they created, what this person created. I feel like this person is saying, and I do feel that there is kind of a masculine energy, but this person is saying that he is very well known. I don't, he's like correcting what I'm saying. I don't want to imply that that means like famous, well known, like worldwide known, but within his community, within the community is what he's saying, the community. And he keeps emphasizing the community. I'm well known within the community. People know my name, and just kind of like a really it's like this kind of like really amusing, endearing cockiness. It's not like egocentrical, but it's funny because initially when I first felt the energy, it was like really kind of quiet, like really nervous, and then all of a sudden it's like this personality comes through. And so I feel like there were people like you didn't know, like you weren't going to understand this person right from the get-go. Like, don't judge a book by its cover. Like, the people that were close to this person really knew this person's personality. I feel like there was a whole world that was created by this person, like, but it's like behind the scenes. It's not a physical community, although that doesn't mean that the people weren't real and the energy wasn't real. But it's like he's saying he had a purple house, and he's laughing and saying purple nurple. What is that? What is that saying? I can't remember what that saying even means. He's saying in his own little world he was very athletic, but I feel like there was some sort of issue with mobility. Mary is a significant name, but not this person. Not this person. There's kind of reference to the Virgin Mary, but that could be referencing that the family, his family, their family, they keep correcting me, their family was Catholic, or very, very religious. It could be that there was somebody in the family named Mary. It could be something like a namesake, but it's like, it's not, for whatever reason, they're not wanting me to know, or they're not referring to themselves. They're wanting to refer to the people that they're connected to. Somebody with some sort of namesake of Mary. And then in the beginning I heard Mary had a little lamb, like a nursery rhyme. But that also feels like a very spiritual reference to me. The Virgin Mary and the Lamb of God, that feels very, very Catholic. There's a very peaceful energy around their passing. Again, like, either it doesn't feel unexpected, and it might be because of that this was like their birthright, is what they're saying. Like, they kind of came into the world knowing that they weren't going to be here for a long period of time, but made a huge impact. And there's still something like uncertain about the passing, but maybe that's maybe that's the impact, is that their passing is bringing to light some things that were previously unknown. They're referencing like diamond mine again, but not, well, mine is spelled M-I-N-E, right? But they're saying not a mine, like a, where you go mining, but like mine. The diamond is mine. Like my precious. There's something maybe significant about a nickname or a username. Like it feels like this person created like a Minecraft world or a Sims, it's like something of that nature, some kind of virtual world. But there was a community. There was a community that this person connected to. And it's like I don't feel like this person, like there was some sort of like issue with communication. Like I don't feel like they communicated a lot, like outwardly, like in vocal expression. And I kind of even feel like not everybody had the privilege of communicating with this person. There seems to be like within the family unit, big family, by the way, big family, not a lot of siblings, although that's not, there was siblings, but not big family in the sense of like the house, like the immediate family, but like a big family. There's also something like somebody like really significant within the family line, like the generational line. Like I feel like it was something that was like my great uncle was like somebody well known or something like that. Like there was something within the family line that people, like, they were very proud of. Okay, is there anything else you want to say with communication? Like I said, like I feel like there was a community of friends, a community of people that this person connected to, and not in a physical sense, right? It feels like I said, there's a lot of reference to the hill, which again, if you've listened to the autistic, or not the autistic tapes, I'm sorry, the telepathy tapes, there's reference to that in there. Like it was a place where, like you'll know, if this is your person, you'll know the reference to the hill. And it's not the Scary Movie. But I also feel like again, there was something about this person that like they didn't fully develop, or they weren't able to have the, the normal typical lifestyle, but wants to clarify, especially for his parents, that he felt, and he keeps correcting me to say they, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, that they really feel that they had the best life, that they don't feel that they lacked anything. And again, the passing was very peaceful, and they're saying it's very beautiful. It's very beautiful here. I'm not anywhere far away. It's not like that. But then they're saying, like, you already know that. And I feel like they're specifically talking to their mother, who I feel like had a I feel like they're saying had a very a mom haircut, a very mom haircut. And also referencing that their mom was not good at giving haircuts. My mom wasn't either. Not good at giving haircuts. A very mom haircut. A very not soccer mom type of haircut, but a very like clean, like sharp cut, like a bob with bangs. He's very specifically, they are, I am so sorry. Whew. I don't want to get in any trouble. I don't want to make this person mad at me. Very snarky, like, but again, in a very endearing way, it kind of feels like once once they realized that I was like really connecting to the energy, then they just kind of like really kind of let loose, and like I can feel the excitement. It's a very endearing energy. Also pointing to something on worn, some kind of pin, lapel, they're saying lapel. I don't know what a lapel is. No, I was trying to say the color, but they're like, you're not going to get the color. You're not going to get I'm not going to get what it is what they're saying. The mom will understand. My mother will get it. And they're laughing. It also, I don't know if they're referring to their mother or somebody else in the family who seemed to have a lot of problems like getting dressed, and they're laughing about that, but like would always like come out with like 2 different color socks and not realize it, or would always like have their shirt on backwards or something. And they're making sure that I let you know that it's not them, that it was somebody else in the family, which kind of makes me feel like it would be something that they would do, but they would go, I didn't do it, mom did it, or I didn't do it. Is there an Uncle Bob or Bobby? Is there an imaginary friend named Bobby? They want you to know. They had a very strong relationship with their mother. And there was a way that they communicated, the mother, and I almost feel like the mother has that. Like it almost seems like it would be a notebook, but it's very small, like fits in your hand, and it's almost like just like a bunch of crumpled up papers or something like that. I also want to say there's something about them like hurling stuff again in a very joking way. Like my grandson has a dog, and so he will throw sticks to his dog, and I gave him a stick to play with one day, and he started throwing it to me and going, "Fetch, Nani, fetch." And that's what it makes me feel like. That's what he's kind of referencing. Oh my fucking, they're laughing at me. They think it's very amusing. Just like a really like amazing sense of humor. Very like personable, very funny. Like I said, like I feel like there were issues from birth. But like they don't feel like they missed out on anything. There was, like I said, there was something about their passing that it was very quiet. Again, like I feel like it happened overnight, and I don't feel that it was necessarily an unexpected thing, but I also don't feel that it was like when everybody went to bed that they knew that that was going to happen then. But there's something that was very peaceful, like that it was kind of understood that this would happen, but there was some sort of really significant sound or something that was said, something that was heard when this person passed away. The family is going to know. And it might even be something that is still heard from time to time. Oh my gosh. They have a really amazing sense of humor. They're kind of laughing, saying something like, I don't want to say this because I feel like I'm going to burn in hell. They said that like when they passed, like the song came on that was like, oh my God, another one bites the dust. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna burn in hell. But it's something like that, like something that was heard soon after they passed, or it was heard and almost like made reference to their passing. And they're kind of saying that it's still something that gets heard, and it's kind of like him kind of like laughing. Although they're also referencing church bells, like maybe even living next to a church and hearing bells at a certain time or something like that, but also saying that that's two separate things, that there was something really amusing that was communicated or heard at the time or right around the time of their passing. It could have also been like connected to their passing, like at their funeral or wake or something of that nature, or on the way there or something like that. But it's something really amusing. Okay, so is there anything? They're also saying that like it's exactly, it makes me want to cry. It's exactly what we talked about, Mom, is what they're saying. Like it's exactly what we talked about. Like this is what we manifested. So it again, it kind of makes me feel that there was some sort of knowledge that they weren't going to live a very long life. And it seems like something that the mother and them spoke about. And it's almost like they spoke about how beautiful things would be after, or something like that. And they want you to know it's exactly what, like, it's exactly what we thought it was going to be. We manifested it, or something of that nature. Also, if there was an animal, I want to say dog, but they're saying no, but also kind of laughing. But there was a pet that passed before, and they're laughing and like, yeah, they're here too. Like maybe it was a dog that didn't really look like a dog, that like looked like a rat or something. Or maybe they didn't refer to it as a dog because it was so tiny and, you know, shaky, and but like they're here too. But they're also kind of saying like it's not like we're in some far off place. Like we're still right there. Also, very like loving messages for his mother, for their mother, but wanting me to make sure that I'm not dismissing other family members. Like there was a big family, father, a family of 3, but I felt like there was siblings. Maybe there's 3 siblings, but like they're wanting to say like I'm not forgetting. I don't want to leave out mentioning. They're almost like acting like they're accepting some sort of award. Like I'd like to thank da 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 da, and let's not forget like oh yeah, and you too, Uncle Bob, or like something silly like that. I know this sounds weird, but it kind of feels like it oddly enough feels like they knew they were going to be able to communicate to you from the other side, and they're like going, yep, I told you, and like accepting their praise and their thank yous. Is there anything else before we close this out? Oh, okay, I like that. For me personally, the Ace of Swords and the Six of Wands is like, yep, that's right. So I'm going to take that as my own validation that we got the messages out that we needed to get out. This was really enjoyable. So I'm really hoping that he's saying don't worry. They are saying don't worry. I'm really hoping. And if you are this person's family, thank you for the pleasure of letting me meet this person, and thank you to this person who will go unnamed. They're very secretive. I'll just call them Diamond Bind. All right. Sending you all love. Thank you.